truck is that in Canada? Rolling up in here.
Okay, Jordy.
Okay, members and friends. So we're back at our local food chain here, McDonald's. And this is Sharon. Hello. Okay. For a minute I thought she was Sherry. You know, I got going blind people, right? But no, this is Sharon, and Sharon is actually in the same position as Sherry was in. So I don't know if this camera's picking up on it because it is a little bit further. So if you can move the chair, if you can, just that way, because I feel like I have to throw the voice. Sharon, move the chair a little closer. You gotta find the right place. Okay. There. Is that better? Yep. Okay. So I brought my hat here. Just a reminder that it's a mayoral election out here, and I think it's important that mayors get in touch with the constituents, whether rich or poor. So I think one of my first questions would be: has any mayoral candidate approached you and said, "Hey, you know, how's it going? What's up?"
No. I haven't been approached by any candidate.
Any politician of any kind?
No, I have not. No.
Okay. So what do you think they're doing?
I think that they're making plans as to the future, as to what's going to become with the upcoming election.
And in terms of what's to come?
What's to come? Hopefully it'll be a better, productive society than what it is today.
Okay. But for the last, I've been making videos on the subject of homelessness over the last month, I'd say. I've been to the camp several times, and, I've done a couple of interviews already. This is all in the last month. And, the thing I'm hearing is that a lot of people from Vancouver kind of got shipped out up this way when they shut down the camp in the East Hastings Park up in that area.
Oh.
So, you're not aware of that?
Yes, I have been aware of that. I don't know where they relocated to.
Well, some of those people came to Surrey.
Oh, okay.
From my understanding.
Yeah.
So here you are, a homeless person, right?
Right.
A woman who has to defend for herself. So in terms of resources, what's available for you as an individual?
For resources, I've had the opportunity to stay at Keys, which is there for your food and your shelter. There are so many people though that there's not enough beds to accommodate everyone. So unfortunately some people are left still out in the cold.
Talk a little louder.
Some people are still left out in the cold. And I don't believe that should be happening.
So are you currently at Keys right now?
Yes, I am.
And what is Keys?
Keys is a housing place that assists you in your housing solutions. And us homeless people have to obtain our own housing, and Keys are the people that bring us to our housing so they can help us.
Okay, but they don't house you.
But they do not house me.
So they're more of a referral agency.
Correct.
Okay, so they supply no beds.
No.
They have 40 beds.
They have 40 beds.
In the back.
In the back. Is this somehow connected to the front room?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we're just talking about the front room, people.
Right.
We're not talking about anything new here, okay? Let's get the record straight. This isn't 40 new beds just built up in BC, Surrey, British Columbia, Canada, like that, because they've got a mayoral, debate going on here. So we're talking about the same 40 beds that we've been talking about for eons.
Right.
Thank you. I just had to clarify that.
Yeah.
And that's why we got that, right? Because we don't want to mislead the public, right? So they're not providing a bed for you. So where are you sleeping then?
Last night I slept.
Talk to the camera.
I slept inside the front room at the table.
At the table, sitting up, people.
Sitting up, yes. And at 6 o'clock, we were asked to remove ourselves from the premises for an hour so they can do their cleanup.
At 6 o'clock in the morning, which is one of the coldest points of the 24-hour period of the day.
Correct.
Right? Okay, so what was it? 55, 50, 40 below weather last night? 68, 62?
With rain? Yes.
And they're saying, go outside.
Yes.
Okay, are you allowed to go into that little shelter area where they have the nice tables and chairs?
No.
You're not allowed in there.
You have to leave the property.
You have to leave the property.
Yes.
And you stand around outside for an hour at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Till 7, yes.
Till 7. And then what happens?
And then we have to line up outside and take our turns going in for a bowl of porridge and a cup of tea.
Okay. And how long does it take to go through the numbers?
It takes approximately a half an hour.
And that's about how many people?
And that would be roughly 50, 60 people.
Okay, so 50, 60 people go through that place at 7 o'clock in the morning, taking some porridge and a cup of tea. Within a half an hour, you can go through that number, or it's every half an hour it changes?
No, 1/2 an hour, and it's done
So,
by 7:30.
are you guys breathing this stuff in, or are you eating it? Because how can you go through 50 people? How many go through at a time? 10, 15, 20?
20 people.
So it's half and half. So every 15 minutes, it's dinner change,
Right,
basically.
right,
So you got 15 minutes to eat your brekkie,
right.
okay? And then what happens?
And then you must leave, make room for another person to come in and have their breakfast.
Okay, so after breakfast is over, so now it's 8 o'clock. What happens?
Okay, then you can sit in the front room there and plan your day as to what you're going to do. There's counselors there that if you need to talk to them, they will help you and direct you in which courses you want to take. Like if you need to go to welfare, they will let you know that your best advice. If you're looking for housing, go and you find your own house and they will help move you into your location, but they don't provide the housing for you.
Okay, but nobody's finding any housing here.
No, I know.
So are these people talking the same mantra time after time?
Yeah. There's nothing being done, really, no.
Okay.
And a lot of people are still homeless. And,
Okay, you're not the only person saying this, and that's why we're doing this,
Yeah.
right? Because
I
you're
know.
not the only person saying this. So how many workers in a day go through 50 people, helping them to locate housing on the assumption that it's on the recipient's part to secure the deal?
How many people? There's not very many people.
2 workers, 3 workers, 1 worker.
Yeah,
Who's
one-
this? To me, this is like a shadow worker. Because I keep hearing about this worker that's doing all this work, but I don't see any concrete results.
You have a housing worker that you were assigned to, but they do not. They just provide you with a ride to get to your place. They
Okay.
don't provide references. They don't provide nothing for you except the ride there.
Okay, so they're willing to drive you to a location so that you can put the application in for housing, but
Correct.
they don't provide anything outside of just the gas
Correct.
and getting you to point A to point B.
Correct.
And move you.
And they will move you.
And they will move you.
And supply you with furniture.
And will supply you with furniture. Okay, but they're not giving references.
No.
And obviously they're not connected. I mean, Ministry of Children, Human
They're
Resources.
connected to
there.
BC Housing, but yet they have no access to BC Housing.
They have no access to BC housing. These
No,
workers.
they told me too that in order to apply, in order to get into the BC housing, there's a lot of addicts that are in a homeless situation, and you have to be 6 months clean with no addiction to be able to get into British Columbia housing.
Okay. Okay. So who employs these people? Is it Fraser Health? Is it the United
Keys.
Way? Or is it the front room?
Keys.
It's a government-run project.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Keys is funded by. I know the United Way is one of them.
They're also
And-
funded by BC Housing. They're also funded by private donations.
BC Housing.
Yeah. They're connected to BC Housing.
But yet you can't get no housing from them.
But you can't, no. I've been on a housing list now for approximately 2 years.
Okay. Well, anytime I've ever met you, you've never really looked like you were an addict, though.
No,
Sharon.
no, I've been
Talk to the
I
camera.
have rheumatoid arthritis, and I've been really suffering a lot. It discourages a lot of landlords from renting any place to me because my disability.
Nothing. Wrap up. No, I'm not saying
My
I
feet too, as well as my hands. I've lost my teeth over this too.
Talk to the camera. Talk louder.
A lot of things have really gone downfall because of this disability that I've incurred, and I've had it now for 4 years, and it remains the same. I get disqualified from a lot of things because of this disability because it's so noticeable and people see it, and they don't. Instead of helping me, they would rather shut the door and turn to someone that is more able to that has
the
full
discrimination.
ability. Yeah.
The discrimination of the working pool.
Okay, so you're not an addict, though, right?
No.
No.
No, by no means.
I've met this lady several occasions, and she's never striked me as an addict.
No.
Okay, because, you know, there's a fine line in there, people. There's, you know, and it varies from person to person. But you definitely suffer from some health issues that
Yes, I do.
are out of her control,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
So do you get like disability benefits, or are you on that multiple barriers, which is
No.
just like a?
No, I'm on full-term disability.
Okay.
Long-term.
So you do get those that from the federal government. Does that come from the federal government, or is that provincial?
Provincial. Oh,
So
you
that
get
is more of a
federal?
federal. Huh?
No, you get the provincial one.
It's provincial, yeah.
It's
British
provincial?
Columbia, yeah.
Okay. Would it be enough though to house you?
No,
No?
by no means. No.
$3.75.
Are you afraid to mention a dollar amount, and just or just do you want to keep that private, or?
No, I receive approximately $900.
Okay, so $900 is a single person compared to $600 for a person on welfare without any sort of multiple barriers or disabilities. So it's only a $300 increase.
Right.
Right? And a one-bedroom apartment, I think they're going at what, $700 or something now?
Oh yeah, that's minimum.
Huh?
Yeah,
Minimum?
Yeah.
Basement suite and some, you know, broken down house. Maybe you might get it for $556.
Right.
Right? But what are you getting? You're getting a room full of mold.
That's right.
Right?
And then you still have to buy your groceries, which the cost of groceries have exceeded, and a lot of times you can't afford it. A lot of things that I need, medical needs I need, like there's prescription drugs that are not paid for, that I have to add out of my own funds
Yeah.
to make up the difference.
That's true, people. Like, I have to pay for my own teeth, and I have to pay for my own eyes, and all this other stuff I got to pay for that I just don't have the money for. And don't forget the revenue BC there for those ambulance bills still ticking there, adding on interest.
And then again, don't forget that, you know, Gordon Campbell did spend billions and billions of dollars on some fast berries that ended up only being worth millions, yet the homeless get to stay homeless. Amazing, isn't it?
No, Gordon Campbell didn't do the fast berries. That was the NDP. He sold them.
Gordon Campbell, you're right, the NDP started the fast berries, but Gordon Campbell was
sold
the one that allowed them to go overrun into the billions, because the original cost wasn't that high. And then
He pawned them off
sold
for a loss.
sold them for $50 million.
Yeah, he pawned them off for a loss. Some American person
No,
bought
it was
them.
Chinese, I
Was
believe.
it Chinese?
Chinese or Japanese, but the thing is that look how much money they lost. They give themselves a $50,000 a year increase, and the disabled get $50 a month, $600 a year.
So what's stopping you from getting housing?
What's up? The funding. I lack of funding. I don't have enough funding to be able to incur, to be able to afford living. I'd have to have someone live with me, and this I don't choose to do. I'd rather be independent and on my own.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot of it has been taken away, and I have the strength to do it on my own. But because of funding, financial.
Yeah, because anytime you live with somebody, people, you know, you're always coming in with their emotional baggage.
Exactly.
Right? And some of these people, you know, it's kind of like me. I'm 52 years old, and I'm telling my kids, I'm tired of your emotional baggage. It's time to move on. You know, I just kind of want to get back my life. So if I want to get back my life, you know, and establish, you know, healthy routines and that kind of stuff, you know, a quiet environment, you can't blame somebody in her position to want the same thing. Right, you know, we're not trying to stuff everybody together like we're doing it front.
Cattle.
So, like a what?
Cattle
Like cattle. That's right. So
in a barn.
So what do you think is reasonable in terms of like, what if you had wanted like the ideal housing? What would be appropriate for you?
For a housing, for me,
Practical.
Yeah, it would be just a one bedroom with full utilities all included, which would make it a lot easier because of my disability. It doesn't enable me from getting around, but it slows me down. So a lot of times I can't make the acquired appointment because I don't know when I'm going to be slow at moving and when I can have the energy to get up and go.
So in other words, you want something local that's where there's doctors and
Convenient, yes,
and,
yes.
and
gro-
pharmacy
groceries and
groceries and
laundry.
Okay.
All, yeah.
So are you looking at an apartment, or like a high rise, like a basement?
My comfort
suite,
zone.
or
My comfort
like,
zone would be a house, a small house, or even like a bedroom suite, like an apartment. Pardon me.
like in a small apartment.
Yeah, but-
and what's the affordable price range?
Right now, it's $700.
No, for you.
Oh, for me, what I can afford now would be $300.
$375 a month, so it's
Out of
probably
9.
your rent.
Yeah.
How you doing? Single line.
Out of 9.
telephone.
Okay, so I'm going to use you as a comparison to somebody that's not on disability, is just as a single person getting $600 minus whatever they take off for methadone fees and you know, backtracking on damage deposits and stuff like this. So if an individual comes in getting $600 a month, just basic allowance to, you know, the financial department of welfare, right? And they maybe had a damage deposit in the past and they got to pay that back, they take off 20, and if they're on methadone they take off 60, so now their check is 520, and the maximum dollar amount for rent is $375 for a single person with or without a disability, because that's what they're quoting you at.
Right.
Okay, so if you're saying that out of 900, all you can technically really afford in light of everything that you have to pay, the food, prescriptions, transportation, you know, and whatever it is, right?
Right.
$300 out of $900. I mean, realistically, you're not going to find any place for free.
No.
Never mind $375,
Exactly.
right? Never mind $375.
There's no way you'd always fall behind. Always. Because there's no way of getting ahead with that small amount of money.
And that's assuming that someone will give you rent to you.
That's right, especially when they see disability, because they assume it's to do with addiction, and assuming does not fit in my requirements.
So how long have you been basically homeless for?
I've been homeless for 4 years.
4 years? Just couch surfing something?
And meeting friends and trying to, and
But
paying.
currently, right now, you're sleeping at the front room around those tables.
Correct. Because sometimes there's only the top bunk. I cannot get myself up into the top bunk without falling.
If you're lucky to get in
Yeah, that's
in a
right.
bed, in
Yeah.
that little teeny weeny van.
Yeah,
As everybody shares that one old washroom.
that's right.
And they never did fix the second washroom.
The
There is-
shower.
Shower.
No, they used to have 2 separate washrooms and 1 shower.
They got a toilet and a shower, and then they've got another washroom. But they do not allow the shower and the toilet for people to use as a toilet only. It has to strictly shower. They cannot go in there and use as a bathroom. Only if you shower.
How do you survive?
I peed my pants. I'll tell you that much. I'm embarrassed to say that, but it's happened because there's so many people waiting in line, and you gotta go.
Okay, this is new information, people. Did you just hear that? Because it kind of went, ooh, that one went real fast. So, and it's, you know, you got this one washroom, anywhere between 30 to 100 people going through that place in a day.
That's correct.
Right? And then, you know, they got a long line up, and when I was there at 4 o'clock in the morning, there was already 3 people before me.
That's right.
And you know, we had, what do you call it? We had that big old smear of blood in that bathroom at whatever time it was in the morning. And, you know, she's there more regularly than I am. And there's now 15 people in line. And she couldn't hold it, and she went to the washroom.
I did.
Some
I
people
was
get barred
embarrassed.
for no reason.
And
for
then you
weeks.
got barred. And that's interesting, because the night I was there with my daughter, which was just about 5 days ago, they barred some dude with his legs cut off with his little backpack of beer.
I know him.
You know him?
Pardeep.
I don't know his name. What's his name?
Pardeep.
Pardeep?
Pardeep.
Pardeep.
P.
Pardeep?
Yeah.
Pardeep.
Pardeep.
Very nice man.
He sounds like he might be South Asian.
East Indian, South Asian, I'm not sure.
Really? There you go.
And
Well,
from what I
maybe the
understand-
Punjabi community will wake up for a change and realize that it's not just white people and natives out there anymore. It's everybody out
All
there.
races.
It's all races out there, because that 5:55 below weather at 1 o'clock in the morning, they were kicking his ass out because he dribbled on the floor, because he couldn't make it to the bathroom because there was nobody to help him.
Correct. And the reason he lost his legs to amputation is because of being homeless and being outside sleeping in the cold. And they had to amputate his legs.
And they had to amputate his legs. And what's wrong with this picture? So anyway, here's some good news out of it all. I don't know where it's going to lead us, but I went and picked up some money today.
Sweet.
No.
These are coins, so
Yeah.
collector coins.
I don't know. I got them from the bank. They're real silver.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm gonna cook them up, people. I'm gonna make myself that colloidal silver stuff and start drinking it. And we won't, as long as you don't put it on your body. Andre, get up off the floor. If you put it on your body, you turn blue. right? We're not trying to turn blue here. We're just trying to heal ourselves, right? Without depending on the
Wonderful.
government to pay for everything. See, it's 99.9% real silver.
That is beautiful.
Isn't it?
Clean.
Yeah.
Look
And they're heavy.
at it. Yes.
They're heavy. Look at that.
I love that leaf.
Huh?
This is our land, Canada.
Pull that up.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Cool. Back it up a bit. There you go.
There's some magic
Through all of
here.
this, I'm always will be a proud Canadian.
Yeah?
Of this land.
Oh. Well, you got more gumption than I got.
The people, I can say I'm not proud of those people.
Looking around. Huh?
I'm proud of the people. It's the government I'm not proud of.
Yeah.
That's right. They've taken a real downfall.
Okay. Anything else? Last word.
No, I'd rather be referred to as a person, not as a number. And I feel I'm being referred to as a number instead of a person. And we all have voices, and I'm very understanding about this interview right now. And I'd like to pursue with other homeless people too, because it's not always people that are addicts that are homeless. There's people of all races, all generations. It can happen to anyone. Yeah, it's all over. And Canada is a land of opportunity, and if we work together, maybe there's going to be hopefully prosperity, so we can grow and develop.
Yeah. All right, people. Okay, we're gonna go to camp. No. Okay, members and friends. So we're back at the camp here, talking shop. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually 11. 11 tents right now, people. So I'm on a hunt for somebody here because I want to bring out a collection box. So we'll be back. Hold on.